Hey y'all, thanks for joining today. I hope your day is going well. Today's project, I'm going to show you how to make a super cute flowered wristlet keychain. Isn't this adorable? Now this is a super easy, fast project to make. You can uh, finish this within about a half hour, if that. Now, let's go ahead and get started. I'm using a 5.25 millimeter hook. And we're going to start off with a chain of 30. Now, I'm using green color for this. You can choose whatever color for the base that you'd prefer. And you might, depending on the size of your hands and your wrists, you may find that you'll need to increase or decrease the beginning number of chains. But for me, 30 seems to be the perfect number. Once you have your chains, you're going to take your key ring and just pull it through the end of your chain like that, and grab the end of it and bring it up, paying careful attention not to twist it. Okay, so from here we're just going to slip stitch the ends together. Now with this, you can leave your tail out or you can crochet over the top of it, whichever you prefer to do. You're going to chain up 2 next, and then into each one of the chains, we're going to put a double crochet. We're just going to do that all the way around. Now, the great thing about this project is that there's so many variations of it that you can do to really customize it and make it your own. Obviously, the base color is the first choice you have to make. And then the flowers. What colors would you like your flowers? You can make them all the same color, variety of colors. You can mix them up, make the whole project covered in flowers, or do minimalist approach, maybe just one. For the example, I have 3 flowers on there, so it's up to you, whatever you decide. And I think I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my double crochets off camera, and I'll join you when I'm at the end over here and show you the next step. Now here we are at the end, and I'm going to put my last double crochet in. Now if you have crocheted it through and accidentally had found that it was twisted somehow, that's okay, and you didn't want to rip it all out and start again, I would suggest, because it just sort of makes a little kink there, right? You're not going to crochet it like this, but it just sort of makes a little kink. I suggest that that's where you would put your first flower, right? To sort of disguise that little kink. Now, to join, you're going to go to the top of your chain 2, and we're just going to put a slip stitch in there. Okay? Now, the next step is to make a slip stitch in each of the stitches all the way around. All right, I've slip stitched into each one of my double crochets all the way around, and I'm going to chain up 2, cut my yarn, pull my yarn through that last chain right there. I'm going to hold on to this, kind of squeeze that down with my nails at the same time pulling this, and that makes my little knot there. Okay, So go ahead and take just a minute to sew in your ends, and then I will show you how to make the super cute little flowers. All right, with the ends sewn in, your project should be looking like this. Okay, we're going to put this to the side for now since we're done with that. Next, we're going to start with our flowers. So you'll choose 2 different colors. I'm going to start with the inside color, this pink color here. I'm going to leave myself a bit of a tail, and we're going to make a magic circle, also known as the adjustable loop. I'm going to put 6 single crochets inside of this loop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now, if you want your flowers bigger, use a bigger hook. If you want it smaller, use a smaller hook. So we're just going to pull that end, and it's going to close that circle there in the middle. Okay. From here, we're going to poke our hook into the first single crochet that we made. And then we're going to grab our second color. So I'm going to show you the no knot join method here of joining the colors together. So you'll leave yourself a bit of a tail with your new color, and then just add that onto your hook, and we're going to pull it through our single crochet, and we're going to pull it through the loop that was on our hook. So we just made a slip stitch with our new color. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to clip our pink color next. You're going to leave yourself a bit of a tail so that we can sew that or crochet over the top of it. And then that will secure it into place. Now this tail here, that's the middle tail, the starting tail from the middle of our circle. We're just going to grab that out of the way, right? We're not going to fool around with that, but we need this, so we don't want to sew over the top of it. We're going to use this later to help attach the flower. So we have our white and our pink tails here. These are the ones that we want to sew over. So we're going to line them up so that they are along the top of our circle. We're going to chain up 2, and right into that same single crochet, we are going to make a double crochet. Into that same spot again, we're going to make a slip stitch. Okay, now we're going to jump over to our next single crochet. We're going to put a slip stitch. Then we're going to put 2 double crochets. Ugh, having a bit of a hard time there. 2 double crochets. So there's the 1, there's the 2, and a slip stitch. Okay, each of our petals follow that same. So a single slip stitch, 2 double crochets, and then another slip stitch, all into that same space. All right. Now, we'll take a second here to just take a look at our work. We'll finish that petal first, and now we can take a moment and look at our work. So we have the 1, 2, 3, 4 petals so far. See how cute it's coming off, right? So the 6 single crochets around the middle, that's going to give us the 6 petals. If you want 5, then just make 5 single crochets there in the middle, okay? Now I'm going to go ahead and put our tails to the end. That is sufficiently crocheted over to secure it into place for me, so I'm not going to fool around with them anymore. I'm going to push those to the side, and we're going to finish up our last 2 petals. So we start off with a slip stitch, the 2 double crochets, slip stitch, and then we're down here to our last slip stitch, 2 double crochets. Oh, the yarn got twisted there and stuck. Make sure this, you can get it through all of the strands. I think my yarn isn't the best right now. And to the first spot, we're going to put a slip stitch to join it all together. All right, and ta-da, there you have your flower. Isn't it cute? I'm going to chain 2. I'm going to leave a bit of a tail for myself so that I can use that for sewing it onto our base. Going to pull that knot tight, and we are going to just cut these tails, and then we can sew it on. So I'll show you how. If you want it secure, the petals, and not so wiggly, then what you're going to do is you can bring it down through the base and up through one of the petals. Okay? That'll secure that petal into place. And then you just flip it on over to the other side and do the same thing, secure that petal into place. If you're not that worried about it, you can just put it all into the middle spot there, right here, and then just sew it into place, knot it with the other color there. But if you would like to have the petals a little bit more secure, that's how you put them into place, right? Hope that made sense. Feels like sometimes when I'm trying to explain something, I don't quite make sense and just make it more complicated than it needs to be. So with this pink, that's what I mean. You can just sew both of these into the same spot there into the middle, but that'll make the edges sort of floppy around. But that's, you know, one of the choices that you need to make if you want to make the petals secure or not. Looks cute either way. In here, You can sew these edges in, or you can clip them off. I'll show you so that it'll help make your decision. Just clip it off like that. It just depends on how neat you want the inside. Nobody's really going to be seeing the inside of this anyways, since it's going to be on your wrist like that. So that is how you make this flowered keychain. Again, you can decide how many flowers that you want, the color combinations, if you want the entire thing covered in flowers, if you would rather have a flower off to the side and another one here. You know, there's a bajillion ways probably to make this your own, but I hope you enjoyed this project and the video. Please give me a like, maybe a follow. It helps support my little channel and my crochet hobby. So thanks so much for watching. Until next time, take care.